Hello car enthusiasts! Today, we are immersing ourselves in the world of American muscle cars, the machines that defined a generation and continue to set our pulses racing with their unmistakable engine sound. We're talking about the kind of cars that say, in a sense, it's not getting from some spot A to B, but feeling at ease everywhere you go. So, strap in, turn it up, and let these beasts out. Number 5. Ford Mustang GT, the modern classic. We'll start with an icon that's as American as apple pie. When it first appeared in 1964, the Mustang was a harbinger of American muscle. Of course, it has changed, gotten with the times, and reinvented itself over the years. But one thing never goes out of style: that unmistakable Mustang growl. This isn't just any V8, it's a symphony of power. Coupled with the quad-tip exhaust, the active valve performance exhaust system allows you to tune the volume to your preferred level, from the sly burble in quiet mode to the all-out growl in track mode. Whether cruising down Main Street or running a quarter mile at a time, that burble is what makes the Mustang GT feel like every drive is a parade. It is the car that gives you the feeling of power inside your chest with every single rev, while the note of the exhaust is loud enough to make the whole neighborhood know you've arrived. The Stratton Mustang GT growled deep and throaty, almost like a battle cry, challenging anything, anyone to go up against it. It's the type of sound that makes you invincible on the road, be it cruising through the city streets or straining the limits on the open highway. It's more than just speed. It's the visceral experience, the contact the driver feels with the machine that can only come from a Mustang. Number 4. Dodge Charger SRT Hellcat, the most powerful behemoth. Further down the list, we arrive at a true powerhouse that is not truly about muscle, but mayhem. Say hello to the Dodge Charger SRT Hellcat, a vehicle taking such a concept of a muscle sedan to the next level and turning it up to 11. But let's be honest, dudes, it's all about the sound of the Hellcat. Fire up the engine and an awesome roar greets you, one that is joined by the high-pitched whine of the supercharger. Put your foot down and you feel like you may have just let loose a wild beast. The deep, aggressive, and unapologetically loud exhaust note is just the way we like it. There is little mistaking the Hellcat for anything else on the road. The sound is just as distinctive as the performance. More impressive, however, is how well the Hellcat balances its monster power with everyday usability. This isn't a track car, it's a dual-personality daily driver. Want to keep things quiet? No problem. But flip the switch, open up that exhaust, and you've got a full-throttle, tire-shredding beast ready to eat up the asphalt. The Charger SRT Hellcat doesn't just make noise, it demands attention. Whether barreling down the freeway or simply at a red light, the way you'd lay on the revs for all to hear, the note of that exhaust is one of declaration. I'm here, I'm loud, and I'm ready to race. It isn't just the speed that lures, rather it's the thrill, the adrenaline pumping with every rev and every roar. If you're amazed by this, just wait. What's coming up next will blow your mind. Number 3. Chevrolet Camaro ZL 1. The track-ready monster. This is no ordinary Camaro. It is designed for the track to take on some of the most potent machines around. The car is all about performance, wowing with advanced aerodynamics, a magnetic ride control suspension, and your choice of a 6-speed manual or a 10-speed automatic transmission. But it's the sound that really sets the Camaro ZL1 apart from any other car on the road. This is not just an engine note. It sounds aggressive, almost animalistic, cutting through the air. The ZL1's exhaust system has dual-mode performance with electronic valves that can modulate the tone and volume of the exhaust, allowing for everything from a quiet cruise to a full-throated roar. And let's be real, who doesn't want to hear this beast at full throttle? And the really interesting part about the Camaro ZL1 is how it merges raw power with the delivery that seems to hit right on the nose. In other words, this is not a car that rockets down straight. It's a car that is glued to the road in tight corners. Very few cars really demand to be taken out on the twistiest of roads and then flogged through every hairpin and high-speed straight in its path. Sound is the perfect accompaniment to every hairpin turn and every high-speed straight. The sort of sound that gets your adrenaline going. The ZL1 Camaro doesn't just perform, but announces its presence with its authority. Indeed, every single drive in the ZL1 feels like a victory lap. Number 2. Pontiac GTO Judge, the OG muscle car. Next, it's time to turn back the clocks and give a tip of the hat to the first muscle car. This car wasn't just a muscle car, it was a cultural phenomenon. The GTO Judge was king of the streets during the late 60s and 70s with its flamboyant colors, big body graphics, and, of course, pure muscle under the hood. The Judge couldn't just be a car. It was a statement toward the kind of style and speed that defined a generation. The sound of the Judge is something that has to be believed if not experienced. It's not a noise. It's a rumbling, throaty growl that you can feel in your bones. A sound that epitomizes the golden age of American muscle. The GTO Judge was not just a car, it was an icon. It was an era where cars were loud, bold, and styled with a sense of freedom that caught the imagination of drivers all across the land. If there is one thing with the Judge that really brings one to a point where the passing of age is defined, it would have to be in the note of that exhaust. It was a time when the rules were meant to be bent and speed was king. It sounds like going through a time machine back to muscle cars roaring down the streets. Do you think this is loud? Just wait. Number 1's going to rattle your bones. Number 1. Shelby GT 500, the king of the road. Finally, let's talk about a car that is more than a Mustang and the embodiment of what a muscle car can be. This car was developed to absolutely smoke any competitor on either the drag strip, track, or hell, your daily commuting toy, if you dare to try that. When you start the engine running, you know it's going to be one wild ride, and with a thrust to the gas pedal, the GT 500 explodes into sound, as only unfiltered American muscle can. The rumble of the V8 engine is like music to your ears, a symphony of power and performance that sends shivers down your spine. The acceleration is brutal, pinning you back in your seat as the speedometer needle rockets upwards. There's a certain quality to the GT 500 exhaust note. It's V8 thunder, married to that screeching whine of the supercharger. The noise is rather loud and aggressive, but it's dreadfully intoxicating. Much more than a car, this is an experience that will engage your senses. The real charm in the GT 500, however, is how it melds brute force with modern technology. From the active exhaust system to the launch control, it's all just a way to exploit all things for that sole reason, to give an experience like no other. This is a car that puts you in a position where you feel you are part of history, being able to drive a piece of automotive history reimagined in the modern age. Now, the Shelby GT 500 doesn't drive, it commands. It is the type of car that will make you feel as though you own every square inch of tarmac you traverse. With great aggressive styling, blistering performance, and that glorious exhaust note, the GT 500 is nothing short of a modern masterpiece of muscle. It's a perfect melange of style, dynamism, and quintessentially American performance that never stopped pushing on four wheels. So there you have it, folks. 5 of the most iconic American muscle cars and their unforgettable engine sounds. From the timeless roar of the Mustang GT to the all-out scream of the Shelby GT 500, these cars are not just machines but legends themselves. Each one is a piece of American automotive history, a telltale of the power, passion, and performance that define the culture of muscle cars. Which was your favorite? Was it modern aggression from the Camaro ZL1, unrelenting power from the Charger Hellcat, or maybe a retro rumble of the GTO Judge? Let your thoughts be known in the comments section below. We'd love to hear from you. And if you liked today's Sound Off Showdown, give it a like whack, share the video with your friends who love cars, and make sure you subscribe if you haven't yet done so. So plenty more revs, roars, and all things motorsport. Stay subscribed and like our video so that we'll catch you in the next one. Thanks for watching, and until then, keep those motors revving, that rubber burning, and always stay in the fast lane. Next one. Curious about the best-selling Ford muscle cars in history? Watch this video to find out.